And we are here to talk about the very special, exclusive piece of news that just came out. And Preston is wondering, Carmine, what do you mean by 100 years? 100 years, baby! Game of Thrones, 100 years. That's actually a Rick and Morty reference where Rick tells Morty, 100-year adventures, Morty. 100 years, Rick and Morty. 100 years. Yeah! Game of Thrones is here to stay, Preston. It's never gonna die. Never! 100 years, Preston. 100 years. We're never gonna die. Game of Thrones sequel, Jon Snow, House of the Dragon, House of the Kraken, House of the Rose, House of the Stark. It's happening, baby. Electric Boogaloo, Game of Thrones. It's going down.
So as I tweeted, this is my morning. So this morning I dropped the kid off at daycare. I have a slow walk back. I started working on the prologue chapter. I get this message from Carmine, and I answer. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, dude, are you sitting down? And I was like, what? Like, what happened? Did wins? Did they announce wins? And he's like, better. And I was like, what? What could be better? What? And he's like, no. And he sends me the link, and I just start laughing, just like uncontrollable laughter.
I'm just like, I've never heard this. Did you tell your wife?
No. I mean, she's at work.
Oh, God, bring your wife in here. I want to hear her reaction.
No, my wife would just be like,
honey.
Keep in mind, my wife has like purposely stayed away from everything Game of Thrones and Ice and Fire. It's very funny. She would just be like, oh, that's great. Like, that would be her response. But the first words I said when I finally like caught my breath to Carmine was what a disastrously bad idea.
And of course, we're here with Trey the Explainer. Trey now lives in my basement. He comes up to record us, whatever. Trey, thank you. Trey woke my ass up. I'm like deep asleep. And all of a sudden, all I hear is on my Discord, I'm like, what is happening? What's going on? And someone's like messaged me like 3 times in a row. I'm like, all right, this is probably important. Thank you, Trey. Thank you so much. This is great. Great. By the way,
I said, what the fuck is this? Is this real? And you're like,
I hope it's real. That's gonna be an annoying April Fool's joke. Fucking June. By the way, Preston, you should fuck with your wife in the sense where call her up right now on the phone, right now, live as we do this, and say, "Honey, it's happening. Honey, it's happening." And she'll probably be like, "The Chinese, they're coming? No, better. Game of Thrones is coming back. Game of Thrones is back, baby."
It could be like panicked like news. It might be something like it's one of the prequels being pitched or something, and then someone took the news and went too far with it. Do you think that's a possibility?
Well, here's the article. A Game of Thrones spin-off series based around Jon Snow is in early development at HBO. Variety has confirmed. Kit Harington is set to reprise his role as the fan-favorite hero in the live-action show, which would take place after the events of Game of Thrones, opening up what many thought was an ironclad ending. Okay. See, now I feel this is a troll. Okay. To the widely popular series. HBO's upcoming spin-off, House of the Dragon, which premieres on August 21st, is set 200 years before the original series. In the final season, Jon Snow realizes his true identity and he could be the heir to the Iron Throne. The series concluded, there's a potential Jon Snow's sequel to take place at the finale of Game of Thrones. Possible familiar characters such as his siblings Arya. No. Oh, no. And Sansa Stark could show their faces. I hope not. HBO declined to comment on the matter. Representatives for HBO that have responded to writers. The Hollywood Reporter was the first to report on the spin-off of his development. This is like breaking news. This happened.
Yeah, we're all trying to process just how ridiculous this is. Now, you had said the original ending of Game of Thrones perhaps had Jon discovering that the White Walkers were still alive.
My original dream ending would be like this, because it would have perfectly tied into the upcoming Blood Moon at the time, where, oh my god, I just went on Twitter and Dragon Demands just came. He literally posted a picture of himself just coming. I'm kidding. But my original like dream ending would be like Jon and Tormund. This would have made the whole ending better for me. Like I would have forgiven everything. John and Tormund, they're and they're like riding, and then the credits roll, and then end credit scene, Marvel style, and they're walking through. Tormund makes, "You could have been king, John," and John's like, "Tormund, it's over. Let's live out the rest of our days in this frozen hell." And as they're riding, they come across like a bloody scene, and like they as they get closer, it gets bloodier, and then they see it. Their faces are horrified. The audience doesn't see it yet, but then it pans down to like those like corpses the White Walkers would always take the time to like neatly adjust. You would see it, and then slowly pans up, and it's like multiple symbols all over the place of like dead bodies and those symbols. Boom, end. Perfect ending to the entirety of this awful season. Mwah, perfect. They didn't do it.
I can see what they're thinking. Expanded universe, got to do what Disney's doing. Their Obi-Wan show is doing well, or well enough. Everybody loves Tormund. Everybody loves Jon, right? Like that's all they need to do. Could they just have it like North of the Wall kind of show?
Oh.
That's the most boring thing possible. That is the most boring thing. Who the fuck cares about North of the Wall? That is the stupidest thing.
It's literally a wasteland. Nobody likes living there.
Which is funny because in the books, it's not really like a frozen wasteland, right? It's
no,
just very cold.
It's not even that cold. It's not like there's several chapters where it's like raining or like somewhat sunny and warm, like North of the Wall. It's a forest. It's like they only talk about wasteland when they go to the Fist of the First Men and they talk about walking above the tree line and then going off into the Frost Fangs and it being like more barren in the Frost Fangs. But like everywhere else, like Craster's Keep, in fact, the Fist of the First Men was surrounded by woods. And, if you remember in the show, it's just like what are they doing at the Fist of the First Men? Like it's just it's like this huge cold nothing but snow. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, but they were filming in Iceland, so what are they going to do?
And I remember them saying that the population of like humans beyond the wall is like insanely big.
Oh, I mean, at least Mance Rayder brought 100,000 or 100,000 people, right?
Yeah.
Which is like close to everybody.
Yeah, but I guess in the show they're all dead.
Yeah, of course. Waves
people.
and waves of hundreds of thousands of people threw themselves at Winterfell, and somehow everyone's still alive.
Oh my gosh! But you can see like even I'm just poor Kit Harington. You're just like, what can you do when somebody's like, here is literally $10 million an episode. I'm going to hand you $100 million to be Jon Snow again. Like, what are you gonna fucking do? Like which
go
one?
Back to Pompeii, that movie back then.
Yeah. Like which one of us wouldn't take $10 million an episode to be Jon Snow?
Oh yeah.
Hey man, look, the money's there, but who's attached to this? Like, where's this? Did George give them like
the like
manuscript
material?
for? Yeah, like is this all going to be original material? Is George R.R. Martin? Yeah, that asshole George R.R. Martin better not be assigned to this.
Well, it doesn't matter if he is or not. HBO has exclusive rights to all of George R.R. Martin's writings, except for Night Flyers, which was sold off earlier. But they have exclusive rights to everything else that he's ever done. Like
really, even like the Thousand Worlds stuff.
Yeah, they own all of the Thousand Worlds except for Night Flyers, which Night Flyers is a special. And there might have been some small things here and there that like very tiny stories, but like, but no, HBO has rights to pretty much everything. It was like a blanket purchase agreement of everything he like wrote and would
HBO
write.
Pear-Shaped Man spinoff or whatever. Just shit like that.
They could, but it's I don't. He said that George was actually even surprised when the Sci-Fi Channel announced that they had Night Flyers, and he's like, wait, how? And it was a very complicated like contract situation of how he had sold off the rights to Night Flyers years ago, and then the rights had been like passed between like three different production companies before the Sci-Fi Channel getting it. But yeah, no, they can do whatever. HBO can do whatever the fuck they want, and like George is like contractually obligated to go along.
Dang.
Oh my god! I can't believe. Hey, look, I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm not. It's weird. I just woke up my roommate. I'm like, hey, wake up! And she's like, oh my god, what? What's happening? Wake up! It's happening. Check your Snapchat. What? Just check your Snapchat. Fuck off! Like literally, she can't even. She herself can't believe it. Like she was telling me to fuck off for waking her up, but I must. A part of me believes she was mostly saying fuck off to the fact that this is a sequel, series about Jon Snow. Why him? First off, a part of me is glad. Also, I'm going through the stages of grief. Part of me is glad that it's not like Adventures of Arya in the fucking Summer Sea. God, I'm so glad for that. God, I'm so happy that it's not that. But like, what else is there to say? Who's the villain or villains? Oh, watch it be like a House Bolton like that. We didn't before the Battle of Bastards. Like Bruce Bolton sent off like this other Bolton bastard he had to like.
He's the bastard's bastard. That's gonna be his nickname.
Oh, he sent him off to like Bravos or something for safety, or for like soldiers, for mercenaries.
Yeah,
and he didn't get back in time, and then like they just fucking kill his family. So he wants revenge on Jon Snow, and he teams up with the Dothraki. It's the stupidest story, and they could do it. This is a thing. Oh my god! Somehow Palpatine has returned memes. I feel it coming.
It is really coming. It is really weird that it's Jon Snow in a land that was specifically depopulated in this series. Right. Like, there should be no one left up there, like no enemies. I mean, they could find the White Walkers again, but he's got, like, the show ends with him with a somewhat small band of wildlings to repopulate the North, with the metaphor of like the green shoots coming out and it being spring and how they're gonna, repopulate and start the wildlings over again. But like, there's no one up. There's no other enemies. There's no other tribes. They can only be the White Walkers.
There might not even be animals up there, right? Because they probably died out too.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is, you know how in Star Wars they're always finding another fucking Jedi. Like, like there's gonna be some other wildling clan that like was missed by the White Walkers, and it turns out there's just wildlings all over the fucking place.
Oh my god, I still am in disbelief. I'm looking at it right now. Like, I'm looking. By the way, thank you, Trey. Thank you for waking my ass up, because no one I know would like fucking wake my ass, because they would think it's a joke. Like, oh, Red Carmine's not gonna fucking like. This is a joke. No,
it's really hard. It's really hard to believe. It's hard to believe. It almost feels like a test balloon. Like, let's see what the public's like reaction to it is, and then go from there. Like, okay, we've got this pitch. Let's see the public's reaction to it, and then, and then come back later and be like, nah, didn't. But for Variety's usually on, usually knows.
Oh, this was originally reported by the Hollywood Reporter, exclusive The Hollywood Reporter.
Oh.
I guess that's super duper legit. I don't know. Let's see here.
This is weird because they have the other spin-offs that haven't even come out yet, right?
Right.
Doesn't matter, Trey. 100 years
have
Game of Thrones.
In the article, it says that there are also 3 animated prequel projects, including the Golden Empire, which is set in China-inspired land of E.T. or E.T., whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew about the animated projects, or we'd heard whispers of that, and specifically, like George specifically posted a blog about the E.T. one. But
who cares about that stuff?
No one cares.
Who's that for?
I mean,
Duncan Egg, sure, but E.T. and Voyages of the Sea Snake, a character that the audience may or may not like. Who asked for that?
For someone like me, I say the same shit about Rebels and Rogues and Clone Wars, okay? But like, you fucking love that shit. You love the fucking cartoons more than the regular Star Wars shit.
There's no such thing as Rogues, not yet. And Rebels takes place like a couple years before A New Hope. What happened a couple years before A Game of Thrones? the Greyjoy Rebellion? Like, I'd be cool with that. Or what happened a couple of years before?
Sensible ruling from John Arryn, a series.
Like, what happened? Like a story about Daenerys and Viserys avoiding assassins? Like what happened?
Yeah,
like, leading up to
that would actually be a kind of interesting show. Like Daenerys
Right?
and
The
Viserys.
Golden Company, maybe?
Like going from
maybe
city to
Oberyn
city.
Martell's, the Golden Company stories, Oberyn Martell series about him fucking around and then getting moving around Essos. Like,
you could probably throw a dart at a map and find a more interesting place than north of the wall with Jon.
something happens. Something happens. He comes back. Someone threatened. Okay. Realistically now, no jokes, no memes. Realistically, Daenerys, very popular. Jon Snow kills her. And she has her like a fervor group of supporters coming over from Essos. That was never resolved.
That's right. The Dothraki are after him. Dothraki north of the wall, like searching for Jon.
I won't say Dothraki. I will say Lord of Light followers.
Okay.
Because she's the next Messiah. Everyone's preaching about Daenerys, and then boom, what the fuck happened? Or maybe she comes back, Lady Stoneheart style. Lady Stoneheart story arc redemption.
Dario comes
Dario!
back. You get revenge.
Oh, he's leading the assault. Daenerys comes back, and she's like, somehow someone slashed her neck open, and she's covering her neck. Jon, I'm here for revenge. All right, and he has to come back to protect Bran.
Okay. So your solution is to have like all of the interesting plots come to Jon and his empty fucking wasteland.
Or he comes out of the wasteland and he has to go back to King's Landing to protect Bran from the invading Lord of Light followers, and he forms an uneasy alliance with Grey Worm, and they're fighting at one point in the series. They're fighting back to back.
Grey Worm would have to come back to kill Jon because he left the North. Well,
that's true. That's true.
He should already because he left the wall. Yeah.
Maybe at one point Grey Worm and Jon have an uneasy alliance because I guess Grey Worm wants to like protect Daenerys' legacy for some reason, and these Lord of Light followers are ruining it. And then Grey Worm says to Jon, "When this is over, I'm killing you." And Jon goes, "That's fair." And then after, like, they're fighting through everything, and then at one point someone's got Grey Worm, they're about to kill him, and Jon saves him. And then at the end of the series, Grey Worm goes, "You know what, Jon? You saved me. A life for a life." And he offers his hand out, and Jon takes it. The North remembers. And then he walks back into the North. The end. Nah?
You're making me upset that more people didn't die at the end of Game of Thrones. Because you're reminding me that Bronn and Tyrion are still alive. And like they could totally still join the plot and have more quips.
Yeah. There you go.
I could see them easily getting some of those people back too.
Because what else are they fucking doing?
What else is Peter Dinklage doing realistically? And what else is Kit Harington doing? What, he's Black Knight in Marvel? Pfft, who the fuck is that? Like, bro, get the fuck back over here. Who the fuck is Black Knight? Like, Blade, okay, cool, but Black Knight, and what's Dinklage doing? Doing shit. Get your ass back in the suit. Get your butt back in
He's in
the
a
suit.
movie recently, like a musical or something.
Yeah. Who fucking watched it? I'll tell you, like 3 people, and none of them care. None of them care. I'm telling you, this is the stupidest timeline we live in. This is the dumbest timeline we live in. And
There's still a fucking dragon. He can. Jon still needs to find that dragon and bring it. The White Walkers are back. Jon needs to find the fucking dragon to go fight the White Walkers. So and that's the mission. He needs to go to Bran and figure out where Drogon is. Maybe go to Essos, try to find that dragon, have adventures, come back.
The dragon's in E.T. or E.T., and that's like the reason to connect it with the other spinoff.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the dragon's all the way in E.T., so he's got to sail all the way there. So like Arya comes back with her ship, and she like sails Jon all the way to E.T. to find the dragon.
And he comes across like a Kubla Khan figure, and he like befriends him, and it's like a Marco Polo story where like Jon has to help the Yetians
Well, that's just like
The ETs.
that's just like one season, right? Because this
Right.
has to go like 8 seasons.
Oh god, it's probably gonna be like One Piece, where he goes around like kingdoms and like he solves the problem. That's the entire season, and then he has to like continue trying to find Drogon. And the next season he goes to another kingdom, solves the problem there. And the legend of Jon Snow grows, and he becomes the prince that was promised. Literally, not only did he save the world, or kind of help save the world, but he's literally saving the world. Daenerys is his dream.
That's
Like,
right.
her dream was to free everyone around the world, and that's what Jon is doing. He's the inheritor of the will of fire.
So you're saying that the name of the series is going to be Azor Ahai?
What I'm saying is, whatever happens, we're all making money by covering this. That's what I'm saying, baby. 100 years! Game of Thrones! 100 years! Yeah! It's happening. In 100 years, American democracy will have fallen, but not season 38 of Game of Thrones. It's still going strong.
Oh
Going
my God.
strong. Just like the Trump dynasty of presidents. Still going strong.
Jaqen Hagar is still alive. Jaqen.
He will be forever. And now that we're developing ageless AI technology, we can have these actors for years. Years. Years.
Yeah.
What if they're like Stannis didn't die? They kind of, you know, like how they cut away and everybody thought Stannis was still alive.
Oh,
We
you're
just let
right. We never saw
Brienne just let
Stannis
them
die.
live for
Never saw that body.
We never saw that
That is
body
true. He's right.
this whole time. Oh my God, you could totally bring Stannis
Where's he been this whole time?
He's been behind the wall. He's been beyond the wall.
He's just being nursed the entire time, letting everybody do everything, biding his time.
It's like we have a flashback where he was actually in the crypts of Winterfell hiding in a different part.
Somehow Stannis returned.
Somehow Stannis has returned, yeah.
We get it from his perspective. Oh my gosh. And Blackfish, we never saw him die. We can bring him
Don't
back.
remind me.
Yeah.
Worst death in Game of Thrones. Worst death.
Oh man, there's so much.
Everyone gets a fucking death, like, or a battle where they go down. This asshole gets nothing. It's literally the worst death in the series. Okay. All right. So we have nothing to work on here. We're just spitballing ideas, but I like where we're going with this. I like we should HBO should hire this crew.
Oh my gosh. I'm just like trying to come up with the worst ideas ever. I mean,
What does George think, though? That's what I really want to know.
Yeah, I
Like,
want to know
what
his
does
opinion
George-
on this.
What did he tweet something? Let me find out. I mean, like he knows how to tweet.
did his assistants tweet something?
Oh, this asshole's talking about Princess Dana Targaryen. Bro, get out of here.
Targaryen Thursday, man. Targaryen Thursday.
Everybody loves it.
Oh my god.
I look forward to
Targaryen
there's nothing I look forward to more than Targaryen Thursday.
All right, it's trending. It's trending. It's happening.
Oh, it
100
is?
years. I'm telling you, 100 years. Game of Thrones will never die. It's the new Star Wars. 100 years. It's just, except who asked for this? Nobody. Nobody
Okay.
asked for this.
So we have a whole we're gonna have a Jaqen Hagar show too. Do you think? Because they're like Mando, he's like a hired bounty hunter. That's kind of like an assassin. So we need like a Jaqen Hagar show where like he goes around and like finds a baby
Baby children of the forest.
oh, that's
Baby of the forest, that's what
perfect.
they'll call it.
A baby finds a baby. Jaqen Hagar finds a baby. Children of the forest, and he's got to like raise him.
Oh my god.
It's so good. That's such a good idea. And by good idea, I mean the worst idea. Oh my god.
And they're like, instead of taking life, you're gonna like resurrect this extinct species.
Oh my gosh, you're right. And they're gonna be like, "Oh, you saved this child of the forest." That means, you know, death has to pay for life, but life has to pay for death has to pay for death, but death also has to pay for life. And he's gotta kill like a certain number of people. Oh my god, they could run into the children of the forest. John could run into the children of the forest north of the wall. So like they could be characters.
How the fuck did George R.R. Martin somehow not finish his series before they even came up with a sequel to it? How is that possible? How?
And they're thermal detonators. Do you think there'll be more thermal detonators?
Thermal detonators.
Thermal detonators?
Don't you remember the Children of the Forest thermal detonators?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, they were great. They were great. If we could get more thermal detonators. Oh, fuck, it's so good.
Honestly,
So
I blame
good.
George for this. The asshole
of
is
course.
just...
Oh, my God.
Did you see what I wrote? What I tweeted out, by the way, Preston? Like my tweet about how much he has done so far.
Yes, I did. Duh. That's 3 more letters than I thought.
You saw it, right, Trey?
I did.
I can't believe this. I almost don't believe it. It could be just like a thing there. Why though? Like why a Jon Snow sequel? Are they trying to make up for that ending? But you can't. Like
You can't.
You can't.
I mean, they could sit there and say, okay, well, we didn't quite come to the exact ending of George's ending. There's other things that we didn't wrap up, you know, that he planned, quote unquote, you know, like there's like the Isle of Faces and the Children of the Forest. We never really got an answer on that. We never really got an answer on the White Walkers and anything, you know. They left those things open. They left the dragons alive. They left the Faceless Men alive. They left you know, Arya exploring the West alive. There were just so many opportunities because they didn't kill every single motherfucker in the show.
You know the only way this could really work before we wrap this up. I want to upload this. You know what's the best way this could work? Old man Logan, old man John. He's tired. He's old. He's coming back. Trouble's brewing. The only person that could solve it is him, I guess, for some fucking reason. War has come to Westeros again, and you have to wait like 50 years because like the Northern Army has to replenish.
You know the original Old Man Logan comic book, right?
I'm somewhat familiar with it, but
Wolverine and Hawkeye do a road trip across America,
and they fight the Hulk.
And they fight the Hulk and his incestuous family that he has with She-Hulk. They get away from a Tyrannosaurus Rex that's been covered with a symbiont, like a Spider-Man symbiont, and the Red Skull, I think, has taken over America in the East. Yeah, there's a lot of just bonkers stuff here. All of it sounds sane compared to this Game of Thrones sequel.
You had Trey at Tyrannosaurus Rex, and quite frankly, me too.
Yeah.
But no, like the only way you could realistically do this is old man Jon Snow. This is the only realistic way because we really need to set ourselves away from that finale, and we need Westeros 50 years down the line. And I hope to God, if they really want to kill Game of Thrones, give us muskets. Because that'll kill the whole fucking series.
Shut up.
But that'll kill the whole series.
That sucks. I hate that, and it's probably going to happen. Where they're
They
going to
really want to kill it.
Advance.
That's how they kill it. But no, like realistically, like no jokes aside, if they really want to do something, it has to be many years into the future. Old man Jon Snow. Bran is dead. Someone has killed Bran. Finally, thank Christ. And everyone's coming back. Jon is coming back to maybe figure out the mystery because that's how I remember loving Harry Potter, the first 2 movies and the first 2 books, is the mystery. The mystery is what really like captivated me. Like, oh, what's the Sorcerer's Stone? What's the Chamber of Secret? Who's the fuck is Tom Riddle? And you know, first book, first season, who killed Jon Arryn? What's going on here? Ned's gonna find out what the fuck is happening. What? The seed is strong? What does that mean? What, like, there has to be a mystery, and the mystery is Bran is dead, or Tyrion is dead, and we gotta figure out who killed him, and who better to retrace these steps but Ned Stark's bastard, supposedly, or Ned Stark's quote-unquote son, Jon Snow. And he makes the same mistake Ned's make, and then he gets beheaded at the end. Boom.
The problem is... when you say Old Man Logan kind of story, which is like taking a big story and making it small because the story got too big and let's keep it grounded and realistic, is that works for one short movie. But the problem is that with these shows, they can't help themselves. The big shiny red button is fucking there. Like take the Mandalorian. Like, oh, well, we're just gonna have this like subtle little quiet show about this guy and his baby Yoda having like going to town and having adventures. And they're like, yeah, sure, okay. And then they fucking throw in Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett and the fucking Mandalorians and like, because they can't goddamn help themselves to like not throw all that shit in, you know, like, oh, you know, when they first announced the Obi-Wan series, they're like, oh, we know we're going to have this quiet little story, maybe some little one-shot adventure with Obi-Wan. And they're like, okay, yeah, sure. Let's throw in fucking Darth Vader. Like, they can't help themselves. And Luke Skywalker and Leia.
And the Grand Inquisitor.
And the Grand Inquisitors, right. They can't help themselves but to throw all that shit in. You can't, you know, it can never be small. Or even if it starts out small, they will fucking ruin it. They will throw all that shit into the soup.
So dumb. We live in the dumbest timeline. We live in the
gosh.
Dumbest timeline. We live in the. Did you text your wife? Is that her?
No, I'm seeing. I think it's actually it's just a news alert. So these things are coming in.
We're never gonna get away from it. It's never gonna happen. Great for you and me, because you know, more money. We have to cover it. We get to cover this. 100 years. Our channels will be relevant again, Preston. 100 years.
100 years. It's just. Oh God.
Trey, are you gonna be covering Game of Thrones again? Come on, get in there.
Maybe I'll make a video or two. Maybe, yeah. I got one in the works. It's like titled like every historical reference in Game of Thrones or something like that. It'll be like an attempt to get every single thing that he's like borrowed from history. Maybe we'll see.
Sweet, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And to the audience. We couldn't believe it either. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we will see you guys next time. Have a good one.